I want to share a story with you guys, and this is the kind of story that honestly actually really touched me as a person, and I will never forget this story. And if I can find use of it, then I want you to find use of it. This story is based in London. Me and my brother, we used to go London a lot. We used to go out and explore. We used to go out sightseeing. We used to go out to meet different people. And one of the things we did with each other is dare each other. We dared each other not because we were childish, although once I did kick a tree, but the whole point of daring each other was, well, for me, it was to face my fears, to sort of become a better person. I know it sounds bad, but for me it was to grow as a person, to do what I'm scared to do. We went one day and we sort of went out into London, and on that day I really didn't want to go anywhere. I wasn't feeling it, honestly. I didn't want to go. It was one of them days where I just wanted to stay at home. I already felt depressed, but my brother was like, yeah, come on, let's go London, you just go explore, let's go, yeah, positive. So I go out and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can't just sulk at home. So I go out with my brother and we do some dares, and we're doing dares with each other, and he dared me to do something I couldn't do. It was the fact that I couldn't do this dare which hurt me even more. It was the fact that I couldn't face my fear which hurt me. So from a level of feeling low, I felt even lower, and to a point where I just started crying because I couldn't face my fear. In London, a busy area, everyone was walking past, and it felt like a surreal moment where, for example, a guy loses a girl, he's in the middle in the street, people are walking past, he's looking down depressed, and everyone's walking past in slow motion. That's exactly how I felt. I started crying, and everyone was walking past me, and my brother notices, and he comes up to me and he says, Ali, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? And I couldn't say anything to him. I sort of just went into the side of the street. He followed me. I sat down. I cried some more, and so we both sit down, and I tell him, I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm sick of everything. I'm tired of everything. I just want to give up. And so this was at the point where, at the stage of my life where I just honestly wanted to surrender everything. Like, I was happy to not exist. And he goes, oh, okay, so something's wrong with Ali. He's clearly upset. So he came up with a brilliant idea. He said, well, if you're not happy, why don't you make someone else happy? So then I'm just thinking, wow, such a good idea. Brilliant idea. I'm not happy, but I'll make someone else happy. So we both go out and we look for someone who's less fortunate than us, someone who has less than us, someone who I can feel good about that has less than me, and try and help them. So a perfect person would be a homeless person. So we went out London and we looked for a homeless person, and I see this guy across the road. He's giving out directions to people, and if they want, they can tip him. So I'm walking towards this guy, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna make him happy, right? I'm Ali. I'm gonna feel good about myself, right? I'm gonna feel good about myself. So I walk up. I'm walking towards the guy. I stop. I approach him. I say, excuse me. I had a really bad day today. I felt really bad about myself. Is there anything I can do today to make you happy? So at this point, right, I'm thinking, this guy might ask for food, he might ask for clothes, he might ask for shelter, he will ask for something that I have that he doesn't. He turned around, he looked at me, he smiled, he said, I am happy. Now just pause for a moment and think of what this guy, who has no family, who has no shelter, no nice food, no nice clothes, he doesn't have any of those, and he turns around and he says, I am happy? like honestly, I was so shocked, and I was tearing up, and I felt like crying. So the point of this story is that people who have the most often aren't always the happiest, and people who have the least are the happiest. And the other thing is that happiness is a choice. You choose to think like you do. On that day, I chose to think like that. I chose to feel like that. Alright, so the point of this video was telling you that I had a bad day, but I came across someone who had nothing, who can still put a smile on his face. And just to think about it, even though he doesn't have food, even though he doesn't have shelter or a family, on top of that he's a homeless person. And we all know how homeless people get treated. They get ignored, they get treated like the untouchables. So the point of the video was to show you that happiness is a choice. And this homeless man has proved that. Thank you for watching.